Can you start by telling us a little bit about the appeal for you of working with Rian and on this particular character?
Rian wrote the script very quickly, got it to me. I read it in about 10 minutes and phoned him up and said, yes, I want to do it. I mean, he got gathered together an amazing cast of people, and I think within 3 months we were on first day of principal photography. So it happened very quickly and exactly as it should have happened. I mean, we just, we had a lot of fun. Ryan is a joy to work with, and as every single member of the cast. So I'm just looking forward to getting it in front of audiences, because I laugh out loud when I watch it, but maybe just because that's just me.
You look back in your time on set with these astonishing people. What is your most precious memory?
Oh, every day going to work with them is just like great. I mean, it's just like just the chance to play.
I am the beloved eldest daughter, most favorite child of Christopher Plummer, who plays the patriarch of the family, who is unfortunately brutally murdered. So I play his favorite.
Aside from being the favorite, what was it about this project and the prospect of working with Rian that most appealed to you?
You know what, honestly, I've been an actor for a long time, and it isn't for me about like making a choice. It's like the idea that he sent me this script and said, will you play Linda, was thrilling to me. So do you know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't anything about it. It was the fact of it, that it existed, and that he wanted me to come and join Daniel and Toni and Don, and you know what I mean. And Chris,
congratulations,
who just walked by. Peace.
Well, Ryan's a fantastic director. I mean, that's half the battle when you're picking a script. It's not so much about what's on the page. It's more about who's actually the quarterback. And Ryan is a proven talent, so any opportunity to work with someone of his caliber, you got to jump at it.
Well, yes, and when they're particularly as interesting as this one is, yes, and funny.
Now, you know who did it?
No.
Christopher, can you talk to us a little bit? You've been part of so many extraordinary casts. What your experience was like working with this remarkable group of people?
Yeah, I'm so lucky. You know, when you have all those talented people to work with, life is very easy. It's not difficult at all. It's just fun.
For 6 weeks, we got to shoot in this incredible 400-year-old house, and we would go and do scenes, and then in between scenes we would hang out and talk and play games and different things. So it was a real pleasure not just being able to work with people, but to really get to know everyone over the course of filming.
Do you like murder mysteries?
I feel like I do. I think anyone enjoys a thriller or something that gives you suspense, and when they're done right, it's something that I think appeals to all of us, or can appeal to all of us. Knives Out is definitely an homage to things like Agatha Christie's work, but they're fresh and they're unique and they're original, and I think that's what's going to keep the element of suspense and kind of the question in the back of people's minds.
So I play Jacob. He's Michael Shannon's son, who's Christopher Plummer's son, and so I'm one of I am the youngest member of the Thrombey family, and I'm just kind of the observant one who kind of keeps to himself, and I'm always on my phone, and it was really interesting character to play because he was super unlikable, and he's kind of a jerk, and so it's someone that you won't root for in the movie, so that was a lot of fun to play with.
And in terms of being the youngest person on set with this astonishing cast, can you talk about some of your most extraordinary memories? There must have been quite a lot in this.
We spent a lot of time in this green room that we had, which was in the basement of this giant mansion, and we kind of just sat in a circle and we talked about movies, and we played movie games, and
Who's the best?
The best? Well, Michael Shannon would always disappear for a while, and then he would come out of the blue and always have an answer to the questions everyone was stuck on. So I think he came in clutch at moments. Yeah.
So what would you say, working with this extraordinary cast, that you learned from them, people that have been in the business for all these years?
Yeah, the thing about working with all of these actors is when you're doing these giant scenes, I get to sit down and come out of my character and watch everyone and learn from them. And like even just watching Jamie Lee Curtis, and she kind of comes up with habits for her character, like she'll check her watch and just the way that she moves, and I found that so interesting. It's so natural, and I learned a lot from just observing everyone.
Talk a little bit about where your character fits into this extraordinary piece of cinema.
Family. I'm a kept man, and I'm a part of the family that the mystery surrounds.
Can you talk
Jamie Lee Curtis, actually.
You mentioned one of your amazing co-stars. Can you talk about what it was like working with this astonishing cast and a brilliant director in Rian Johnson?
Well, Rian Johnson is a treasure, a national treasure, and if it's not already obvious to everyone, it soon will be. He's just a gifted filmmaker. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing, and it's a gift for us when we get material like this and then get a director who can realize it.
Of course, the whodunit genre is so iconic. What is unique about this iteration that Rian's given us?
The interesting thing about this is that you witness what you think is the murder in the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes. But then you spend the rest of the movie trying to figure out who did it.
Can you talk to us a little bit about, for you, what the unique magic is of the whodunit and what is unique about this iteration that you've given us?
Well, for me, I grew up loving Agatha Christie's books. I love the genre of the whodunit so much. For me, with this one, the real hook was to do one in modern day America, to do one where the types, the character types that we draw these kind of almost caricatures of, are types that we all recognize from modern life, as opposed to the colonels and the Professor Plums and So that was kind of the fun of it for me. It's also just a genre I love. It's fun kind of toying around with it.
This is one of the finest casts we've ever seen. Can you talk a little bit about the wonderful people you're working with and your most precious moments from set?
Well, the environment on set was so much fun because everybody just hung out and had a good time together. We were shooting in this house in New England, and people wouldn't go back to their trailer in between takes. They would all hang out in the rec room downstairs. So there's a real camaraderie on set. And these actors, it's a huge group of amazing movie stars, but they're also some of the best actors working today. And just getting to watch them kind of chew on these roles and have fun, that was great for me.
Well, the family is, iconic, as you know, from all these wonderful people who are in it. And they all have their own interesting style. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like when we see the film because, as you know, Rian Johnson's a very stylized director. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, so we don't know.
You mentioned Rian there, obviously a fantastic force behind the camera. You've worked with a lot of directors. What is special about Rian?
Oh, my goodness. I would say one of the things that's so special about Rian, well, first of all, it's always about the material, and he wrote this material, and it's a wonderful script. And so that's the most special thing. But he knows what he wants. He's very low-key about it. He just goes in. He doesn't ever get hurried. He doesn't ever get nervous. He's a very young person. He's just amazing.
But he doesn't have to direct you, actually, right?
So sweet.
I'm curious, what is it about the whodunit genre that you think captures our imagination so universally, and what is unique about Rian's version of that well-known genre?
Well, I think that we all like to be surprised and fooled and keep our minds happily looking around for what's going to happen, and then we think it's this, and then we go, oh, no, I thought it was that, and now it's not. And Rian, if you look at all of his films, even though they're not whodunits, they're all problem solvers. He must play games a lot in life. He must like to solve problems. I certainly do. So it's one of my favorite genres.
What does it mean for you to be here at TIFF, this beautiful celebration of cinema?
Oh, it's very exciting. I've never been to Toronto before. I've never been to an international film festival before, so it's all very exciting. The whole town is a Twitter, and you can just feel the energy every place.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey